His parole has been issued, so once he's up there, you have him just run circles for a minute, and then you can kick him out. Appreciate you guys. I'm going to be 10-7 in interrogation. All right, let me just go ahead and turn this on. All right. I'm Officer Brian Knight with the Los Santos Police Department, call sign 495 at 12:21 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, April 2nd, 2023. Across from me is Mr. Reggie. Mike, could you state your full name for the record as well as your state ID?
Reggie Mike, 1709.
All right. And just for brevity's sake, at this time, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or do will be used against you in a court of law. Right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be provided for you by the state if available. Do you understand your rights as I've read them to you today?
Order.
Easy. All right. Hit me, Reggie.
I'm not going to punch you. That would be illegal.
No, it would be. Not wrong.
Yeah. Are you trying to entrap me there? Fine.
I
I have no want to hurt you. But why would you tell me to hit you? Kind of fucked up.
I forgot you're Australian. It's a you not have that you not have that saying in Australia?
You meaning more like lay it on me, that kind of thing?
Yeah.
What do you want me to lay on you?
Well, you wanted to
not myself,
meeting,
right? Not myself.
I'm actually not certain what this what the topic today is.
Oh, okay. Well, I needed to talk to you now. So you sorted out the whole legal aid business myself, right?
Did I sort out the whole legal?
Yeah, like you got your head through it all. You understand it?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, you wanted to do your checks and make sure that everything was right on that end. Did you do your checks?
You want to expand?
Well, when we spoke last time, when we spoke last time in this room, you're talking that you need to make sure that I'm okay to be his legal aid and that kind of stuff, right? So that all checked out, yeah? Spoke with Michael?
Yeah, I always make sure I do my due diligence.
Okay, good. So slight change to that.
You got your
correct.
bar license.
Yeah. So his lawyer is myself.
Okay.
So everything will continue running through me like normal. Now, in regards to everything,
just before we begin, I want to make sure you understand this. You do understand that he is a felon, right?
Is he? You sure about that?
Yes.
Right. How so? Has he got a warrant? Does he have charges levied against him?
Do you think you need a warrant for someone to be labeled a felon?
Well, I mean, no, because if they have previous felonies, then sure. You're right on that aspect.
He's escaped custody.
All right, right.
Which you're aware of.
Which the charges were dismissed without prejudice, which means they need to be refiled.
No. You might want to recheck those docket filings there, Reggie.
I did.
So I'm going to make this abundantly clear that I understand that you are his lawyer. I would recommend ceasing meeting him in person from here on out.
Right. Why?
Well, I'll let you make those decisions ultimately, but it's not.
No, you're the police officer. You want to say it? Say
it. Say what?
Oh, yeah, you're the one giving me the advice to not meet with my client. Why?
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you think lawyers have it's within their, do you think lawyers are able to meet up with individuals that have broken out of prison?
Oh, that have broken out of prison. I'm sorry.
You know how that works, right?
I'm sorry. Did Michael break out of prison? Was he in the custody of Bolingbroke Penitentiary?
Yes.
Or was he still in police custody on a transport?
I'm sorry. Does it make a difference?
It does. It definitely does, because the way that the law states it is the person needs to be in Bolingbroke's custody.
I think that's something that would be fantastic to argue in court.
Okay.
But I'm going to advise you that you should not be meeting him in person. If you want to give him legal advice, by all means, you are his lawyer. And I'm not going to stop you. And you know what? Maybe you know better than I do.
Okay.
But I am letting you know that he broke out of a prison transport. And, you know, there's a series of charges being levied against him.
So was he in the prison or not?
Now, we can, you know, these semantics and whatnot, they'd be fantastic to argue in court. And I think that'd be great. But honestly, it's a waste of your breath and mine for us to argue back and forth in regards to it.
Right.
Now, if you do so choose to meet with him in person from here on out, that is, you know, the risk you will take. But, you know, if you know better than I do in regards to these things, by all means, you can take that chance. But I'm just letting you know what the circumstances are.
So let me get myself abundantly clear across this, right? And on the recording. So what you're stating to me at this point in time...
Do you mind leaning over a little bit closer?
Sure. What I'm guessing...
Just a little bit closer, please, Reggie.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, let me just double check here, right? What he was saying, I was whispering, dickhead. You're telling me that if I'm to meet with my client about his case, that you or someone from the PD are going to attempt to push harboring a fugitive on myself. Is that correct?
I never said we would. But depending on the circumstances, that is an option that may present itself.
Make yourself very clear here, Brian. I want to know what you and your intentions are with myself if I meet with my client to talk about his case. If you're going to stand across the table and do threats like this, I want to know exactly what you're saying.
This isn't a threat, Reggie. This ain't a threat. See, the law enforcement runs on probable cause. Now, if you want to communicate with your client, be it Simone or be it anybody else, you are well within your rights. But I'm sure you understand that there is certain extents that you cannot cross, and if you decide to cross those extents, well, now all of this, and we have probable cause, well, then we would have to levy charges.
Right. So you're saying that a lawyer has a duty to report their client to the PD if they have a warrant. Is that correct?
I mean, you know better than I do, right?
It's a yes or no question, Brian, because you're the one who's going to be pushing the charge. Yes or no?
I'll let you figure that one out, Reggie.
No, and not at all. You're the one who's sitting here making this dance.
I'm not charging you right now, am I?
Do I have a duty to report a client that I have on a warrant?
Listen, Reggie, you have full access to the DOJ. I'm sure that's a fantastic question to ask a judge.
It'd be crazy if I already asked them that, right?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic.
Brian, Brian, at the end of the day, you can try and do your worst to me. I'll get out of it. Okay?
Why do you think I'm coming after you, Reggie? You're
because of your idle threats. I'm not sweating. I'm telling you, this is what you're going to get.
These aren't idle threats. Reggie, listen, look, you have a very large you have a very long history of doing some things that are unbecoming, and
like what?
You know, I'm just making sure that you don't do anything crazy, like, I don't know, provide the guy with a gun or something extreme like that. I don't know how you might be manipulated.
Right. So you think that I would be providing weaponry to him?
I don't know why you have to go get all up in arms about it. Like,
no, Brian. You think that I'm sweating? You think that I'm stressed?
I'm not a boogeyman here, Reggie.
I don't think you are at all. If anything,
why are you so worried?
If anything, I think that you. How do I put this nicely?
You don't have to put it nicely. I'm an adult. You're an adult.
Right. If anything, Brian, I think that you have no desire to help my client. You only have the desire to fuck him.
Why would I help your client, Reggie?
I'm talking about reformation. We spoke about that last time. You don't want to see him reformed.
What do you mean help your client?
You don't want to see the person reformed.
I'm pressing some very serious
Right.
charges against him.
Right.
And I don't want to see you get hurt in all of this.
Oh, your care is me?
I care about you, Reggie.
Okay, well then don't.
You've reformed. I can't help
Don't care
I'm
about
law
me.
enforcement. That's why I'm a cop.
Right.
All right. I don't like to see good people get hurt.
That's perfect segue.
And I'm not saying
That's a perfect
that you
segue.
are, you know, and I'm not in any way trying to suggest that, you know, you're like some perfect angel, because you've done some things. But deep down, if you truly have changed,
right.
last thing I want is for you to become another victim.
Right.
And that'd be really unfortunate.
It'd be unfortunate with all the other victims that have been happening recently when nothing's fucking come from it, right?
See,
all the people that have been hurt.
Investigative information.
No, I'm not at all. No, I'm not at all. I'm making a simple statement. There was no question.
What are the charges? What's going on with the plea deal? Oh, wait a minute. All those things have already been sent to me, but I'm creating
you have not
as
sent
if
the
there's,
charges
like,
at
this
all.
whole
So don't try and bullshit anything on a
Woe is
recording with that.
me.
What are the charges, Brian?
Well, have you know that we're going to formalize everything, because apparently these conversations are kind of like a one-way conversation where I explain things,
right,
and then, you know, you kind of segue into some irrelevant thing where you're digging for information that you are not privy to.
Right.
So we're going to just go ahead and formalize everything, and you should see that in the next coming days.
Okay. Well, it's at this point in time that I will formally let you know. We will not sign any plea deal without knowing any charges.
Of course not.
Additional to that,
presented, Reggie, just so you're aware, the way that a plea deal works is we write up a plea.
Okay.
There's a set of charges.
Yeah.
There's a time and fine.
Okay.
And you plead guilty, no contest.
Oh.
One of the two.
Okay.
And then you sign it.
That's
However,
interesting.
Given the fact that the plea conversations up until this point are coming at a federal level, all right, they would be the ones providing such a deal. Now, if they did not, have they not provided one? Are you foregoing the federal plea?
So what I was going to say,
I mean, we can go down the federal route.
Okay.
Right. And I'm giving y'all an option, right? Like, I mean, listen, like, and I think that's quite reasonable given the charges I'm sure you're aware of at this stage. You have at least some idea what these charges are.
I mean, I would if I had the docket posting, right?
At minimum.
Have you got access to the docket posting? Have you got access to the docket posting? The previous one?
Which one are you referencing?
The previous one that was posted?
Yes, I do actually.
Oh, wonderful, because it's not on the government website visible for me to see, so hence I don't understand what charges are levied against Michael.
Gotcha. You never knew? Weren't you his lawyer before? Didn't you?
Well, you see, it's been a long time, Brian, hence why I don't know the charges that are levied against him. It's a little bit hard.
Just forgot them.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say forgot them. It was a long time ago.
Why are you so worried then?
Right.
If you don't think the charges are that big of a deal, then why are you worried to begin with? Why am I getting phone calls every 2 days?
I mean, have I been worried? I just want to get the ball rolling on this.
You're frantically over what?
Well,
just have him turn himself in if you don't think the charge is that crazy.
Turn himself in for what?
What's the concern here?
Turn him in for what?
For what? For what? For what? You know how many times I hear that statement being made?
Yeah.
Petty criminals. Pull over the vehicle. For what?
Imagine people just wanting information, right?
Hands in the air. For what?
Not meeting with your client to discuss his case. For what?
Reggie, what is it that you'd like?
Well, you see, what I was going to say before you went off on your tangent, right, Brian, is additional to the plea deals, there will be no extradition at all, period. None. So, what my suggestion would be...
So,
right?
I'm sorry. There's going to be no extradition... What are you saying? I mean,
we will not sign off on anything with that.
You're not going to sign off on a plea deal with an extradition.
Correct.
Is that what you're saying?
So my suggestion to you would be get all your ducks in a row, post the court case.
Ducks are absolutely in a row here, Reggie.
All right, I expect the court case to be posted and what then?
Look, I understand that you're failing to somehow recall what the charges are being levied against your client, while equally, hand waving the fact that you are doing everything within your power to provide a sob story to any and all officer that may listen to said sobbing and complaining.
Okay.
But I think you know damn well what charges, or at least a estimate of what those charges are looking like. Otherwise, number one, he wouldn't be fucking fleeing. Number two, he would have turned himself in. Number three, he wouldn't have broken out of a prison transport, of which was violent. And finally, we wouldn't be playing these games. You would simply be waiting, chilling, drinking some goddamn lattes, but that ain't the case. Now, if your sole purpose was to come down here to explain to me, how to press charges, how to put things up on a docket, this and that, I don't got time for that. So, I'm going to ask some very straightforward questions. Number one, are you still considering a federal plea deal? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. Are you still considering a plea deal at all?
At this point in time, till I see the charges, no.
The charges would be on the plea, Reggie. That's how it works.
And again, until I see the charges, I can't answer that.
Reggie, the way that a plea deal works is we give a formal plea in which the charges are inside said plea deal. They would be listed. That's how a plea deal works.
Okay. The real way that it works, and I can tell you this as a judge, is you post the fucking docket first, which has all the charges on there.
Are you claiming you're a judge now, Reggie?
Previous judge. Previous.
Go ahead.
You post the docket, then the plea deal comes.
Oh, shit.
Hell, a judge will tell you that.
So where's the confusion?
There's no docket posting.
Okay, so you're here to complain that there's not a docket posting yet?
No, because I don't have the charges. So to answer your question, I cannot answer that yet.
Hold on a second. So you're complaining that there's no docket charge because you don't have the charges yet, but you just said that the docket would be up, which would have the charges. So I'm rather confused here what the ask here is.
Well, you're the one who asked the question. My response is I cannot answer that until I see a docket posting.
Okay. All right. So what would you like out of this conversation?
To inform you those things. So we can move this along.
About what? Yeah, it's going to go up on the docket.
How long?
Now that you formally told me that you're not interested in a federal extradition, plea deal, federal court case, etc., we'll move it down regular means, which is we're gonna post it on the government website and it'll be handled within the city.
Okay.
Very simple.
Right. Do you know when you're going to post that? When should I keep an eye out for it?
You should get notified when it goes up.
Sometimes it doesn't always do it. I just want to know when I should be checking. We're talking 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours.
You want me to notify you when the docket charge goes up? This is your client. I mean, I can't do your job for you, Reggie.
Right. So you have no idea how long it's going to take you to write up this docket post.
I never said that.
Oh, that's what you're alluding to.
It's on my time. It's on my time.
Right. On your time to do this when he's there sitting there waiting. Unsure what's happening with him. Okay.
What do you mean sitting there waiting? He can turn himself in.
For what? Again, I'll say it again.
There it is again, Reggie.
For fucking what? What charges, Brian? He doesn't have a warrant.
For the love of God, Reggie, this is not becoming of you. But at least use a phrase that is not, coined by common criminals.
No, I love using that one because it pisses cops off.
It doesn't piss me off. It just makes
well, I mean, it sounds like it is. What am I saying? What am I, Kind of sounds like it is.
Reggie, why is your client waiting? I'm trying to understand this.
For his
poor
charges.
guy's what, in hiding?
Well, I mean, he doesn't have a warrant, does he?
Reggie,
which I find surprising as to why you didn't throw a warrant up for him. Why have you not done that, Brian? Is it just because you didn't think you need to?
you know
Incompetence?
what? I think that is a fantastic thing to bring up to a court case.
Right. I mean, you could just answer the question now.
I could. But the thing is, I think given the fact that, you're having a bit of a comprehension problem here as to what the mode of operation is for these kind of cases, I don't want to add any further confusion.
Right. Now, do you still have the concern for my client's safety and well-being?
Of course. I think if he's injured, justice cannot be provided.
Okay.
Which is honestly, which is where this extradition came into play to begin with.
Right.
Now, given that he and you apparently do not see eye to eye on that case, I have to ask the same question back. Do you not have concern for your own client, and does he not have concern for his own life?
So here's the thing is I'm already waiting for this Docket posting because what I'm going to be asking from the courts.
For you, Reggie.
Say again?
I said, woe is me. Continue.
Right. Okay. Now, if you want to keep making sly comments like that, they're kind of unwarranted there, Brian. But what I was going to say is there'll be some requests made. One is to have the area swept for bombs beforehand. And two, the protective sheeting between the peanut gallery and the rest of the courtroom. Bulletproof protective sheeting. Because my client does, in fact, care for his life and wants to make sure he has every chance to fight these charges, whatever they may be. And I'm sure, with what you said before, you would agree that that would be a good idea, right? So no one could shoot him, blow him up, anything like that.
We can cross that road when the time comes. Right now, he's not in custody. And those are definitely things that we can discuss.
So if he does hand himself in, right? If he does, per se, hand himself in when we have the charges, where would you be?
He could hand himself in today if he wanted to.
Where would he be held?
I understand, Reggie, this isn't McDonald's, right? You're not pulling up to a drive-thru and ordering from a menu.
Right. Where would he be held, Brian? Have you thought about that?
Well, of course I've thought about it.
Okay.
Of course I have.
Is it going to be somewhere that's safe?
Extradition was placed on the table to begin with. We've already had this conversation, Reggie. And I think right now the choice is ultimately your own and your clients. And this is an option that I formed in the best interest of everybody. Now what you're asking for is special accommodations for your client for whatever reason that may be, and that is something that you're going to have to take on with the DOJ.
For whatever reasons they may be. You already said that you care about his well-being and that he sees court, right? So it's also your concerns, Brian.
You think someone's going to kill him, Reggie?
Brian, come on. You already know what's happening. Please.
Go ahead. What is happening?
Brian, I don't need to state it. You already know.
Well, it's look, I rather not rely on hearsay. What is it that you know?
Let's just say, Brian, even though you're sitting there or standing there, being the big bad cop, you're not going to be the one.
Not a bad cop, not big bad or anything like that.
You're not going to be the one that has to watch his back the whole time. Because...
And who's going to be doing that?
You think people aren't going to want to fucking shoot me for representing him? You're fucking crazy.
Who?
You see, that's where that attorney-client privilege slides into play, Brian.
I got you.
That's where that slides into play.
Well, I mean, look, I can't operate off of hearsay there, Reggie. So now there is, and I'm sure you're aware of this, that it is well within your client's right and well within your right to provide officers with information that would allow us to protect both you and him. But my hands are tied. If
fuck, wouldn't that be amazing if someone
murder.
actually knew that information already? Holy shit, that would be fucking wild.
My God, that
would be just mind blowing if someone already spoke to a police officer about those fucking things. Holy shit.
God. Damn.
What a breakthrough that would be.
It would be absolutely fantastic. If,
wow.
I don't know, common sense was used and you talk directly to the lead who can probably do something about it.
Wow. Imagine
calling up a dozen individuals.
Imagine not just listening to the words of the other officers that are given to you. That's fucking wild. If only that happened.
Reggie, you are familiar with what hearsay is, right?
Brian.
Look, here's the thing. I'm gonna repaint the woe is me picture here, Reggie, because I think maybe you might be a little hard in understanding.
Yeah. Okay. Go. I'm ready.
We're currently here on a recording. You know, the fantastic thing about this is whatever I state, whatever you state, we can go back and reference this. Right?
Yeah.
Making phone calls, unknown phone calls with various officers and expecting that it come back to me, number one, is wishful thinking. And number two, all it really does is continue to paint this picture of Reggie just complaining to officers and anyone who's willing to hear his sob story. Now, if you want to divulge that same information to me, now is your opportunity. Now, you can claim that you're leaning on client attorney privilege, but the reality is you've already spoken about some of these things with other officers.
Have I? Have I actually? Have I? Brian?
Have you?
Have I?
Or was it your client?
That'd be fucking crazy. That'd be fucking wild, Brian. But hey, I've got a question. This one should be easy for you to answer. Investigations. Can you investigate someone off hearsay? Oh shit, you can. That's right. I remember that from Law 101.
I'm not sure what your point is.
Holy shit, I remember that. You can. Wow.
What is the point?
Well,
kind of stating the obvious there, Reggie.
Just saying, like,
not much of a gotcha.
Well, exactly. Imagine police doing their work off of something that was given to them, right?
Normally, when a statement is made, it's normally followed up with, you know, some kind of conclusion, but you're kind of stating the obvious. If hearsay is made, you can investigate. And where does that lead you?
That's a good question, because I'm not a cop, Brian.
Yeah, I know. Not
Unfortunately
much of a
for you.
either, but
yeah, I mean, if we want to start doing petty comments, we can.
Well,
but I'm not about that business, Brian.
Tit for tat there, Reggie.
Have I given you a tit? Or have you just been sitting over there tatting the whole time?
I can't wipe pee there, Reggie. Tits ain't gonna do me much.
Right.
Now, if your client's willing to turn himself in and wants to go over on recording some of these concerns that he may have, if he believes that there's particular individuals that might be coming after him, right? Well, now we've got something a little bit more material there that maybe we can work off of. Now, once again,
but you wouldn't want to investigate till that happens, right? Fuck that.
See, Reggie, I don't think you understand like what sort of answer you're expecting out of this without me disclosing investigative information.
Did I ask for investigative information once?
It is
no.
Inherently. And see, this is where my previous comment comes into play. Asking these open-ended questions. I understand. I'm sure you've interacted with some other officers. You say a couple things and they divulge the entire world to you. I don't operate like that.
Really? You think the cops actually want to divulge information? You know what usually happens in our discussions? Fuck you, Reggie. I hate fucking dealing with you. Get out of here.
Why?
Why? Because they can't play the game of chess properly.
I didn't realize you were playing chess.
Oh, are you still stuck? You're still stuck on the checkerboard? Yeah, I get that. It happens.
I got you. I must be missing your checkmate here, Reggie.
There's no checkmate. There is no checkmate. You think that there's a checkmate yet?
I don't know. I kind of feel like we're talking.
You
in
move a
circles
piece,
here.
I move a piece. That's how it goes. This is what these talks happen with. Ryan.
I would not call this anywhere remotely like chess. There,
Right,
Reggie.
right.
It's rather simple and straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
You and your client were provided a federal extradition option,
Mm-hmm.
the option for a federal plea deal,
Mm-hmm.
both of which you are reneging on, and now you are
Reneging, bad word. Reneging, bad word. We said that we were interested in a plea deal. We didn't say we accepted anything and then
federal.
We never said we accepted anything or anything like that, so I'm not reneging anything. I'm not changing my mind for shit.
Right. Which means now there's a docket posting that's going to go up, and you're asking for when it's going to go up. I know you've been provided an answer. Do you have anything else you want to discuss?
I'm kind of how do I put this? I'm excited, Brian. You don't know why I'm excited?
I wouldn't know, to be honest.
I'm excited to see if you think that you have the balls to push a harboring a fugitive charge on me. I'm actually excited for that.
I am genuinely stunlocked that that's not what you've... Is that what you're excited about? What makes you think I'm going to press those charges?
The idle threats you made earlier.
Those aren't idle threats. They're Reggie.
Don't
Like
meet
I
with
said,
your
I'm
client,
concerned for you,
Reggie.
sweetheart.
I'm concerned. See, there we go again. You know, it's funny, right? It's funny when people have to use words like that. They do it for one of two reasons, right?
You're a psychologist now.
Reason
I
one.
can tell you exactly. I use the phrase "sweetheart" there, Reggie, because for whatever reason, my advice, out of concern for you, has been misconstrued as a threat.
Right.
But for whatever reason, you're failing to understand that.
The reason that you use those words is because you try and act smarter than you actually are.
I'm not very smart, Reggie.
Oh, I can tell because you just switch it up to words to try and get under my skin. But unfortunately, Brian,
I didn't realize I was getting under your skin.
it doesn't work like that.
Upset?
No, I'm not.
Well, then why do you think I'm getting under your skin?
So all I've taken away from this is, Reggie, don't meet with your client to discuss the case. Reggie, there'll be a court case docket posted sometime in the future when you can do it, and I've just got to keep checking the government website till it's there.
So
you don't know when it is.
So in other words, all the things that you should know already as a lawyer.
Right. Well, no, the first one's actually incorrect.
Once again, what is this conversation about? You're the one who scheduled this.
Well, you see, Brian, I'm trying to get the ball rolling. I am letting you know that there will be no extradition of my client.
How are you trying to get the ball rolling here? Exactly.
Well, you see, I'm poking you, so you put the court case docket up, so we can get it scheduled, and we can have a hearing.
Can certainly do that.
Because my client has every intention of attending that court date.
Good. That's very good.
And defending his rights.
Why doesn't he just turn himself in?
Why didn't you just put a warrant out for him?
I mean, that's my prerogative, right?
Well, then that's his prerogative, right?
Yeah, no,
there you go. You answered it yourself.
No, but the thing is, you're the one asking for the docket to be posted. You're the one asking to get the ball rolling. Once again, this is not McDonald's. You do not just come up to the drive-thru window and say, I'd like a number one, please. How long is it going to take? It doesn't work that way, Reggie.
Right. Well, I don't know if you've been to a McDonald's recently. A lot of them will actually have an estimated time till they give you your food. And if you use Uber Eats as well, that's even more down to the minute for you. You can even see the little person driving to your fucking house. It's crazy.
I got
So I don't know if using McDonald's is a good analogy here.
No, I think it's perfect. You have a number of options on the table. You can certainly recommend whatever those options are to your client.
Right.
You have all the tools necessary to move things forward. And I can't help you make those choices.
So
at the end of the day.
The only tool that you're offering me and the only option that's
I'm
on
not
the
offering
table,
anything,
right,
to be honest.
it is that he hands himself in. Yeah.
I'm not offering anything.
Right. So you don't want him to hand himself in?
But I never said that.
Okay. Well, that's an option then, isn't it?
Anything. I think you might be confusing yourself there, Reggie.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions for me, or is this just another one of those fishing expeditions?
I mean, what have I fished for this whole time? I implore you to go back through that recording and just double check. What have I fished for? Other than
you haven't
trying to find out.
The rod's sitting right behind me. And you're reaching. You're reaching over for the rod, but it ain't gonna happen.
You want me to start reaching? Let me ask again. Brian, were you ever a victim of these alleged crimes?
You know what? That'd be a fantastic thing to investigate there, Reggie.
Wouldn't it, Brian? Wouldn't it? Hey? You got a stake in this case? Brian?
I'm a police officer, Reggie.
Right.
What do you think?
Uh-huh. So every police officer would treat this case the same way you're doing it, right?
Not every police officer is the current lead on the case, Reggie. I don't understand why you're what you seem to ask these very straightforward questions with very obvious answers, and you're sort of masking them as some kind of gotcha. But I'm honestly smiling over all this.
No. You're doing exactly what I planned for you to do.
Oh, is that right? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Answer around every question asked. Why?
All right.
Because it kind of gives away the answer, doesn't it?
You're assuming I'm hiding any of the answers.
Well, I mean, then answer the question, Brian.
I could.
Oh, wait. I don't want to, right?
Right. Do you have anything else?
No, I think we're done here.
All right. Okay, Reggie. Listen, you got me this time, all right? Maybe I'll take the next one. All right. Recording is going to end here at 12:57 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at 4/2/23.
It's all right, Brian. You got me the other day having me sitting at a courthouse for an hour.
Yeah, you got me this time, Reggie. Damn. It's crazy.
I do look forward to being charged with harboring a fugitive. It should be fun. Person who defended the person that it went on there.
Are you asking me to charge you with it?
No,
it almost sounds like
no.
you're desiring.
I feel like that you just got the thought that it'd rattle my cage, but wouldn't it be actually poetic if the lawyer that defended the person that made the case law happen?
There's a lot of lawyers that I'm taking out right now, and you're not on that list.
Right? No, you see, you're not listening. It would be poetic, Brian, if then I had to defend myself against said charge, right? Wouldn't that be fucking wild? A few years down the track, I get the charge put on me. That would be interesting.
I think you really want to go head to head on me on this.
Oh, we forgot something. Back down we go. Come
on. No.
Come on.
Reggie, this way. Come.
I still need to get my possessions, Brian. Come.
Yeah, they're right over here. Come on.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Where would that be, Brian?
Right at the front desk.
Oh, I can collect them there?
Yep.
You're not going to just close the door on me and say I can't get my possessions, right?
Why? Okay, come on.
Okay. Possessions, Brian.
I think DOC must have accidentally sent.
Brian. Just remember, every little bit tallies up, bitch. That's when you know you're getting under his skin. That's when you know. When he has to resort to little petty things like that. I sincerely hope Reggie gets attacked during this time of going up to getting his possessions so he can put Brian down as an accomplice to it. Or an accessory, sorry. I sincerely hope Reggie gets attacked, so he can sue the absolute living fuck out of Brian for that. Because he already stated on there, when people find out Reggie's his lawyer, that Reggie's going to get shot. So Brian knows Reggie's life is in danger. And if he puts him into a point where he doesn't have anything where he can defend himself or call, that's on Brian, out of his pettiness. That's when you know you're getting under PD's skin, is when they've got to resort to little things like that. I love fighting Medi with this though, man. Honestly, I appreciate the love, but I love fighting him. If you guys don't know, he is on Facebook. Actually being able to have a back and forth with a cop without them actually yelling and screaming at you and telling you to get the fuck out of the room, it is so much better than normal cell shit that I used to have to deal with all the time.